Yeah, so this is going to be a video about this template project that we are going to use in the course. You have to download this and then you have to open it in TI Portal. We can have a look at it here. So you just open it and you locate the zipped file, and you would have to browse to find that where you download your zip file. And eventually it's going to open and look like this. And what we have here is two things. We have a PLC in here. And what you have to navigate to is the program blocks. And what's in here is some emulators. And they simulate process and things that you are going to use in some exercises down here. Okay. The exercises there under the program here. So, if we have a little look at, let's see, this internal simulation. If you want to access these instance data blocks for the internal simulation, you have to locate them down here. This is just an example. So this is the IDB for the valve simulator. You can open those and go online. I'm not going to go online now. Should have seen that in other videos. And here's the library. And what you're going to use here, what you can use or should use under analog here, if I can push. There is control analog absolute. That's for exercise 3. I think we are going to do control. And then in the second exercise, you're going to use this analog input scaling. Those are introduced to how to use those. And under the program here, that's where we're going to work. We are going to look at main here in main. This one is linked to tasks, and the main here and the sim2 is linked into this background task. But it's under program section, and this is prepared for you. There's some of it. So just look at some of the exercises. Here are, I can open this. See, they're commented out, but if you call these programs you make down here, for instance, in program instruction, you make an instance of this one and call it PRG program instructions. It's basically, you can take a copy of this one and then you just call your function this name here. And here are some small exercises or let's say introductory exercises. And here is, this is the only code you're going to get here. These are going to be empty because here you're going to write your own code. And this code here is the first exercise. It's written and you should just make an instance here and do a test. In simulation exercises, then you're going to have to write your own code. There is some, I'm just going to open this. See, there's no code in here, but the declarations are in here for you to start at. And here is some accessibility from the HMI system, which you can use if you want to make your, or put it on the HMI screen down here. We're going to get down to the HMI later on. So what you are going to do is, if for these exercises, you would have to, in this program main, just have a look at it. Here are the introductory exercises, which you should call in this one. But here, if you call this main, use these names, you just have to uncomment these to get it run. If you don't uncomment this, because what you make as a program down here is not going to execute, because this main is linked into the task background. We can just open that too and have a little look at it. Here's the simulator, and that's the internal simulator. Don't delete this one, because then you are not going to be simulating anything. And here's the main. So this task is just running cyclic all the time. So this is the while true that you have. Okay, so that's the PLC, and then there is an HMI system here too, with some screens. and you can have a look at this. This is not know-how protected. Most of what's up here is know-how protected. That's just so you don't mess it up. So here is this is lecture 1, lecture 2, lecture 3. No, exercise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of these simulation exercises. We call just simulation exercises. And then you're going to work with this model. And these, we can just have a look up here. One of these simulation, first order exponential filter. But if you look at the, not on the library, we're just going to look here at internal simulation. We can look at one here. Here is a program. So just open it. This program, this IDB here that you can have a look at, that provides you an input that's called PT pressure transmitter 01 that you are going to scale and filter in this exercise. The library we don't have to look at anymore. That is in this exercise. So these are in tag tables already. So they add tags, and if you want to look at the tag table, you go down to PLC tags, and they are in this global tag table IO. So if you look down here, you're probably somewhere going to find this PT. It's down here. So this is the input and output that you need from the emulator. Here's the lab 2, for instance, the valve. You're going to control a valve, and you would have to make these, what are inputs here would be input. If you look at the valve, or we can just use this one, PT, that's IV258. The simulator is writing to this input word, and you have to use it in your program and do the scaling and the filtering of that. Okay, and down here we can just open one of these, the signal generation. These are described in the exercises to use it, but here is a picture. So here you can manipulate. That's the signal generation. You can have this is the signal you want to have some deterministic noise and random noise that you can add. That's described too. So these are buttons you just activate. So if this is green here, then you have the deterministic noise, and if you turn it off, you're left with a signal or just this random noise, and so on. Set the frequencies here too, but you can also do it in the instance data block here. If you we have to be back up here. The instance data block, the signal generator, you can just open it just to link it to this picture. They will be all the same. These buttons would enable here. That's a split screen. So this is just going to toggle this, the enable. So the signal, the first, deterministic noise, and so on. And here you have some functionality which correspond to this. So you can also go online and change this here, or alter these values here. And here are the output. This is output you're using, but you have a real output too that you can look at. So, and here is some internal. What the other sine wave generators, and then there's a random number generator in here that's generating the last one is generating the noise. To start simulation, I'm not going to do it. That's in other videos, but now we can just collapse some of this stuff here. And start the PLC simulation. You select this and you push this button. That's going to start the PLC simulation. And to start the HMI simulation, it's select this one, the panel, and push start simulation. Then it will start HMI panels simulation. There is, for this simulation here, if you do it the first time, you get up a workspace where you have to add a CPU and so on. But you can look at the help system, how this works. There is a video also on the introduction here, how to do this. So this was the template project where you yeah, you have to download this template from somewhere and you have to open it. It's a zipped file and it asks you where you want to unzip it. Unzip it in some location you know where you have saved it, because you need to backup this stuff. You can take a copy of it, or you can just use the archive function in TI Portal. So this is the project you are going to, you get something to start with, and this is what you're going to work in this course. And it's organized where you make your program. It's organized for you. You can feel free to organize in a different way, but just keep it like this, and you get to know where you have saved all this stuff. So it's kind of organized in folders, or yeah, it's organized in folders, groups, I think they call it here in the TI Portal. Add new group, and then you can organize it differently if you want to. And here's, in some of the exercises you get a full program, and some you just get the variables and input outputs, save you some time. And then you would have to write your own programs and link it to these IO tables, and then test it. Of course, that's the main part, writing code and test it. And these simulation exercises that we have, they get progressively more difficult to solve. These introductory exercises, they are some easy, some more difficult, and they are in no particular order, these exercises.